There you see pictures from just a moment ago of Fat Albert, the fabulous C-17 that flies, the C-130, I beg your pardon, that flies the Blue Angels equipment and support staff from site to site. And what a magnificent sight it is. Taking off from Boeing Field just a few moments ago. Now these are live pictures out behind Beacon Hill and First Hill and preparing to move over center point here as part of the air show is just completing overhead. And Fat Albert will be rolling into position, or flying into position is actually, I think, a better term, here in just a couple of minutes. And we'll get into all this. If you're new to the area, if you're new to the Blue Angels and their performance, we'll explain all this to you. Fat Albert, where did that come from? How do they get the name? The person to do that for us joins us for the second straight year. This is Lieutenant Commander Amy Tomlinson from the United States Navy. She's the events coordinator of the Blue Angels. And Amy, it's great to have you and the Blues back in town.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
And, okay, that's the last time I want to hear sir now, okay? I know that's tough for you.
I'll do my best.
Sir, okay, thank you. Hey, welcome back. This is always one of your favorite stops, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Why?
Well, Seattle just really opens their arms up. It's amazing. People on the streets, whether you're driving or just walking in your uniform or flying overhead, there are people all over this wonderful town that seem to really enjoy having us. And we feel that and appreciate that.
I had a chance to run into you and the team, as well as the Seattle Police motorcycle team that was leading you in and out of events, because you guys really do get swamped. I ran into you in downtown Seattle, and people are all around you guys.
It's very cool. It's awesome. And I can't believe the police escort that we got. The police force here in Seattle, I felt like maybe every police was there. It was awesome. The motorcade, they did a great job. And we have a lot of fun with those guys. They have similar jobs, you know, so we love hanging out with them.
Aside from the welcome that you get here in Seattle, here is Boeing Field, by the way, and the Blue Angels standing by, and they'll be taking off in a minute. What is it like to perform here in this area?
Well, it's different for us in that we fly over the water. We actually do 35 shows every year, and only 7 or so, sometimes 6, 7, or 8, whatever percentage for that particular year are over water shows. And Seattle is one of those. So it creates a neat venue because everyone around can see the show versus having to come in and park and be at an airport and only be able to see what's happening over the runway. So there's lots of different viewing points, and that's from a flying standpoint. Of course, being in Seattle for a fun standpoint is a lot of fun. We do dinner just like everyone else and go to movies and go shopping and take in the sights.
And I know you do lots when you go into communities too, at local hospitals and all those kinds of things as well.
Yes, sir. We got invited to 5 different schools and venues this Friday morning. We do all our community service stuff Friday morning, and we had a blast.
I don't know if you saw the shot just a moment ago, a balcony on one of the homes here overlooking the area. Some folks, there they are, enjoying themselves and having, they have the Blue Angels banner there on their deck.
I love it. That's awesome. They got their cameras ready.
Here again at Boeing Field, the Blue Angels preparing to take off. Everything, as we have talked about, is always done in precision from the walk down right up until the takeoff. And will the diamond formation, in other words, 4 of the 6 flyers, will they all take off together?
Actually, all 6 of them will take off together. It will be 4 will go right away, and then the other 2 are just moments behind, and they'll be joined up, before they even pass the first stadium there as they take off to the north.
And as we see here, pictures, these are live, again, of Fat Albert preparing to come over show point here over the lake. And explain to us, first of all, what the C-130 is all about, where the Fat Albert name came from, and how important this piece of machinery is to what you do.
Well, Fat Albert is huge, and here he comes. He's coming over Show Center right now to begin the show. What you're going to see on the television here is the 10-minute demonstration that he puts on. He puts that C-130 to the limits, and most people have never seen a transport aircraft fly the way we're going to see Fat Albert demonstrate for us today. It's an amazing piloting going on. There are 2 pilots up in the front right now. We have 3 on the team. 2 of them fly anytime that they're doing the demo or just transiting to a place. But what Fat Albert does to our team is allows us to bring all of our people. We bring 54 people to any city. Of that, there are, of course, the officers and the pilots, but we have 40 maintenance folks that travel in the back of Fat Albert. They maintain the aircraft and make sure that they're up and ready to go each day. and we have 5 pallets worth of equipment that go in the back of Fat Albert, so we can carry a lot of stuff.
And now I'm guessing with the kind of performance that Fat Albert puts on at air shows that neither the 54 people nor the pallets of equipment are on board the plane at this present time.
That's correct. Those are back at Boeing Field, the people. And we do have passengers occasionally, Albert, as well, in order to get a feel for it and kind of show them more of their military up close and personal.
Again, just a big, beautiful aircraft, and you can get lots in there. For instance, I think we did a story the other day that there was a little bit of a problem with one of the jets. You had to replace an engine, and boom, you just have your own engine with you.
Yes, actually, we can't fit an engine in Fat Albert when the pallets are loaded and the people are loaded. So, for example, when we arrived here, one of the 5 jet had a problem with his engine. So Fat Albert was able to go on a Wednesday when we weren't flying down to Lemoore, California, got a replacement engine, brought it back. The maintenance folks changed out that engine in 4 hours. They didn't finish till 2 in the morning, only because it was a late night for them. But that's what our maintenance guys and girls do for us. They work around the clock when you're not seeing us flying, and they're making sure that you're going to have 6 F-18s and maintain Fat Albert as well, of course, so we can put on our shows every day for the whole year.
As we watch Fat Albert on a low pass coming by here with the gear down, what's this configuration and why as a part of the show?
Well, we're simulating Fat Albert's takeoff because we didn't get to see that out of the field. So he's showing the crowd that this is something that Fat Albert can do in just 2,500 feet, can get airborne and go straight up, and to simulate taking off in like a mountainous terrain where, say, they had to go into Afghanistan like they're doing right now in the war in Afghanistan. Sometimes a C-130 will land on a dirt strip or in an area to get the supplies needed to the troops on the ground. And if it's mountainous, this aircraft can still do it and actually take off and get out of there.
Well, it's a spectacular piece of equipment. And I'm curious, with all that we do these days with jet propulsion, you still have propeller power on Fat Albert.
Yeah, we do. The C-130's been around for a long time. I actually don't know off the top of my head how long, but it's a proven aircraft and it gets the job done. It has 4 engines, and I will say that our F-18s break a lot more than Fat Albert does.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's sort of like having a brand new Jaguar as opposed to a nice, stable old Chevrolet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, here's Fat Albert again, moving around center point here at the lake. By the way, who decided to name it Fat Albert, do you know?
You know, I don't know. I think it just became a nickname, kind of like from the cartoon Fat Albert.
So now, while all this is going on, this is not only part of the performance, but also it's giving time for your Blue Angels pilots to get over here as well, correct?
Yes, and you can see. I think they're on the runway. They're waiting actually for Fat Albert to finish. We feel it's very important to demonstrate not only have Fat Albert perform, and so let folks see what the C-130 with transport aircraft, and Fat Albert's a Marine aircraft flown by all Marine crew, so they get to perform as well, of course, and then the jets. It's all one team, and so it's all one show is how we look at it.
Is it for the maintenance crew and those on board Fat Albert, is it much the same as it is for the Blue Angels? It's certainly an honor to be a part of the team. You're not with the team for your entire career, I wouldn't think.
Correct. Yes, sir. We, all of us, anyone on the team, there's a little bit less than 120 Blue Angels at any given time, which isn't a lot for our size of our squadron and our mission and how often we're on the road. So 120 people, we are all very honored to be able to have this time to represent the Navy and Marine Corps for 2 years, sometimes 3, depending on your position on the team. And we get to do this job, and then we go back to the regular Navy and Marine Corps and whatever we were trained to be to begin with.
Speaking of people doing their jobs, while Fat Albert continues to perform and while we're waiting for the 6 FA-18s to come flying over and perform their demonstration, which is still in a bit of flux as to what exact presentation we're going to get because of the ceiling here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But tell us about what the events coordinator does.
Well, my job as the events coordinator is to plan and make sure that we know where we're supposed to be and what we're doing at every show. Luckily, it's a pretty standard template. You all in Seattle have seen each year that we do a lot of flying on Thursday, practicing, getting checkpoints, making sure that we're aware of the terrain. There goes the jets. We practice Friday, and then we're ready for the show Saturday and Sunday. On the ground, like we talked about, we do the school events. We'll go to social events. And all those things have to be coordinated ahead of time, so I do that.
Well, here comes Fat Albert for another pass.
Flat pass.
And it, as always, spectacular and low. I mean, right down on the deck. So as we watch Fat Albert from our position go from right to left, we are going to step aside, take time out to the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. Stay with us. You're watching live Cairo 7 coverage of the Boeing Air Show and the Blue Angels right here.